Benson Station Bar and Grill. Please put your hands together, everybody, for my very good friend in Huntsville comedy, Carl Paul.
Okay, great. It's me, your friend Carl. How the fuck are ya? I like to let you know that I'm your friend because I'm not trying to leave that decision up to you. I know what you guys were thinking as I walked up here. This guy looks like a badass. And you're right, I've always been a badass. Even when I was a child, one time I said something disrespectful to my teacher, you know, because I don't give a shit, I'm a badass. And she was like, you need to get your mouth washed out with soap. And I was like, joke on you, I really like soap. Your move, bitch. And she was like, well, I hope you like belts and paddles, because I'm your mother and I'm not scared to beat your ass. That's just a roundabout way to let you guys know I was homeschooled and I'm a fun guy. That's right, I'm a fun guy. But I want to let you know, if you're trying to give me a hug for the first time, it will be like defusing a fucking bomb. I'll probably headbutt you. And if I accidentally touch your boob, I will apologize way too much. Like, you weren't mad, you knew it was an accident, but now I have apologized so much, it's creepy. One time I was asked if I was the kind of guy who would do anything to get laid, and I was like, hell no! I'm the kind of guy who would do anything to know how to do math or write a sentence grammatically correct. That's my love language. I just don't know how to speak it yet. I grew up a Christian homeschooler. I was not like the other Christian homeschoolers. I know who you're imagining in your head. I knew some of those kids that had the sweater vest and the plaited pleat shorts. And they had the little brother who always had his hands down his pants in public. And it was very awkward. I just looked at my brothers like, we're not going to play with this boy. It's weird. And his dad would come up behind him and smack him in the back of the head to snap him out of it. Because he was just like in his own little netherworld down there. He didn't realize any of us were there. He was just searching for buried treasure down in his nether regions. I knew those kids. They would come over for a play date, and they'd be like, hey, we brought Bible trivia. You guys want to play? And I'd be like, nah, bro, we got these sticks that look like swords, and we're just going to beat the shit out of each other. Because we watched Braveheart, even though we're not allowed, and now we just want to kill each other. Because we're boys and no one taught us how to control our goddamn impulses. And sure enough, one of those boys would want to play, and sure enough, I would whack the holy fuck out of him. Because it's the game, it's what you're supposed to do. And he'd be like, you hit me too hard. I'm going to tell my dad when he gets here. And I'd be like, listen, I don't give a fuck about your dad. Your dad is a Play-Doh honky. A 10-fly titty baby. My little sister could beat up your dad. You agreed to this shit, brother man. It's like I had an inferiority complex because I've always been the skinny dude. It's hard to be the skinny dude. Everybody always picks on you, so I felt like I had to always be tougher. My brothers got all the fucking protein. I swear to God, they'd just be like lifting a weight and eating a turkey leg. And I'd be like, hey man, where's all this meat? I'm tired of eating all this cornbread and beans. Like my brother would just like pick up a whole fucking tree and just like break my stick and whack me. And I'd be like, like, you know when like you really need to throw up, but you really don't want to throw up? Like that's what I was doing with the tears. you crying? You're out, you're crying. I'm like, no, I haven't cried since I was born. I just need another stick. And sure enough, I would get another stick and I would just see red and I'd just start swinging and I'd just make all the other boys cry. I'd be like, yeah, I reigned victorious. And they would all be crying. I'd be like, I win. And then I would go and hide behind like the AC unit or some shit. And I'd just be like, and then my dog Bernie would come up and lick me in the face, and I would like put my arm around him and be like, holy shit, Bernie, that was crazy. I'm so glad I didn't shit myself this time. Like, that's all fighting is when you're not like Joe Rogan or some shit. It doesn't matter how big you are if you know how to fight. It's just like if you have a higher pain tolerance, you know. I don't know, I was homeschooled. I was a Christian homeschooler in the dirty South. I've been trying to escape this redneck shit my entire life. You know, it's hard. I took an assessment test at a college, and they were like, we have assessed the situation, and we have surmised that you're a dumbass. So I just like got certified to be a welder. I took a high-risk job. It pays a little bit more. And I went off to go live in the city with all the rocket scientists. But it turns out that if you come home with soot on your face and you smell like if an ashtray could fart, you're still white trash to everybody. But I was like doing my best to fit in, you know. I was just like paying the homeowners association, and they would just come and they would blow leaves onto my porch, and then I would go and sweep them off, and then they would come back and blow them back on my porch, and I would go back out and sweep them off, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is the height of sophistication. I'm so glad I'm paying all these highfalutin honkies $120 a month. It's really worth it. And people are like, well, that's not all they do. I don't give a fuck what they do. I don't need them to do it, you know. I remember one time I was in the lunchroom and I was just like eating my lunch, and some lady from the office came in, and I was just like eating chicken and corn, and she just came up. She's like, what are you eating? I was like, chicken, duh. And then she was like, where'd you get that chicken from? And I was like, Walmart. She was like, oh yeah, you know, I've had that chicken from Walmart. I don't know if you've ever noticed that it just tastes so tough and hard to chew, as if it had to live in a cage its whole life. You know, this chicken that I get from Earth Fair, it just tastes so tender, like it got to roam free with all the unicorns and the butterflies. I'm like, yeah, Karen, you know what? I've had that chicken you get from Earth Fair. I can't really afford it. And also, it tastes like it was a little bitch while it was alive. I like my chicken to taste like it had been through some shit. I need these antibiotics in my meat so I don't get a meat infection or some shit. You stupid bitch. Mind your own business. You know, I was trying like hell to fit in, man. And then one fateful day, I believe it was a Tuesday, the garbage truck came by to pick up all the garbage. And then my old lady came out, and she was just like, why don't you just hop in there with the rest of the trash? The honky bus is here to take you back where you belong. So now I'm back in the holler. Man, it sucks, dude. Knowing all this about me, you might be wondering, I wonder if my new friend Carl is a Trump supporter. Fair question. Because where I'm from, they make you vote for Trump. Or they take away your food stamps and burn a cross in your yard. Like, no, I'm not a Trump supporter because I feel as though that man is like a perverted, racist lunatic. But like, that's all I have to say about it. I don't have some woke monologue. Like, I feel like there's smarter people that can say shit. But I have seen some people that just have like a selfie stick, and they see people that are like having a conversation about social injustice, and they just like burst in and like, hey, look at me. You may have noticed that I'm like super white. And I have blonde highlights, and I'm fucking woke as shit, and I just wanted to know how I could make this about me right now. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if I stepped on any of y'all's now. But I just don't want to, like, be like that. It's really easy to get swept up into that shit. Like, one time, I was watching this interview, and there was this lady in this interview, there's this professor lady, she was talking to another guy, and all I heard her say was just like for 10 seconds, she just said, math is racist. And all I did was pause my phone, and I was like throwing it on the bed, and I was like, fucking finally! Because I don't know how to do this math shit, and now I know I'm not supposed to be doing it anyway. I'm not a dumbass, I'm a social justice warrior, and I didn't even know I was. You know, it was like, oh wait, I should take a step back. I'm making this about me, it's fucking selfish. You know, because I don't know how to do math. I get stressed out if I even think I'm gonna have to do math. I was homeschooled in the hay holler fucking hootenanny. I don't know how to do math. All I learned how to do was like smoke reefer, shoot guns, and get molested. Speaking of which, I didn't really fit in with all these other Christian homeschoolers. Remember that? Let's get back to that. So like, one of them might come over and they'd be like, hey, you want to play hide and go seek? And I'd be like, hey, no, let's play hide and go smoke this cigarette. Like, you're dorky as shit, dude. You need this. It'll make girls like you. So I'd be like, yeah, let's smoke this thing. I stole it from my neighbor's house. He's got like 10,000 cigarettes in there. He probably would have just gave me one, but I didn't want him to know I was there because he's real weird, and sometimes he's just got his dick out for no reason. Like, parents need to talk to their kids about sexual predators. I didn't know what the fuck a sexual predator was. I just knew if a dick randomly appeared next to my face, I could just be like, hi-ya! And karate chop that shit. And that's how you handle it. You just, hi-ya! Karate chop. Then you can make him give you a cigarette or something. You know? Like, parents need to talk to their kids about that shit. Like, I just thought it was like when the dog does that weird shit to your leg and you're just like, stop it, get away. Like, why would I talk to anyone about that? You know? I don't know. I'm just saying I got diddled, man. Mihalasta. A bunch. I don't know if any of y'all ever got diddled by an older woman. That shit's crazy. It's a mind fuck if you're a dude. Because it's like all fun and games until you realize you got molested. Then it's like, well, shit, now I gotta feel weird about it. Like, I was just a hero to all my friends. Now I gotta go to therapy. Like, all I wanted was a fucking high five. Now I gotta feel strange on the inside. You know? Fucking, eventually I did have to go to therapy. Because, like, I had a job and I had a nervous breakdown. You might call it a nervous breakdown. I call it a impromptu, spur of the moment performance art at my place of work, and my co-workers just don't appreciate my art. So I had to go to therapy, and it was really weird. I didn't understand what was going on. She was like, you got negative coping mechanisms, blah blah blah. And I was like, hey lady, when do I get the free drugs? Like, this seems like a situation where I get free drugs. And she's like, that's not really how therapy works. And I was like, hey lady, but like, why not? My other friends don't make me pay them to talk to them. Are we gonna have sex? Like, this is some cockamamie bullshit. I'm really thankful that I'm not a pedophile. The reason why I know I'm not a pedophile is because I'm not attracted to children or teenagers. It's like, fuck yeah, I did it. But like, also, I realized, like, even if there was some crazy situation, like in an alternate universe or some shit, and somebody was just like, you know what, Carl? I'm very curious as to what your penis looks like. Please show it to me. I'd be like, bitch, I'm not falling for that shit. This has to be a trick. I'm a white guy. I know the rules. I'm scared to show myself my penis. Like sometimes I get reminded, like if I'm in the shower, you know, like and I'll pass by the mirror, I'll get reminded, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I got one of those things everybody's mad about. Now I gotta like take a shower in the dark as well. Fuck you, Louis C.K. Crystalia, now I have to be ashamed about something I didn't even do. But fuck Crystalia though, for real, dude. That guy sucks, man. It's like, we took a loss, a comedian. Here's my impression of Crystalia. Bro. Bro. Dolphins fuck people. It's like, oh wow, that's comedy gold, Chris. Look out, Dave Chappelle, he's right on your heel. This fucking dolphins fuck people shit. Alright, I made it awkward. I'm your friend Carl, thank you.
Yeah! For Carl Paul, everybody!